straight out of moonlight, straight out of moonlight. Yeah. Just a bunch of John Deere junkies getting funky to some old hang. Nothing been stuck in the mud that we can't hook up to a rusty chain in the sun or in the rain. It's the kind of thing, you know, we're straight out of that dirty south, dirty roads. Nobody got no money, got them signed up pickup trucks whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know, we're straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party all night long, bonfire on the back 40 in the middle of nowhere. Nobody going home tonight till we're straight out of moonlight, straight out of moonlight. Woo! You know we're straight out of that dirty south, dirty roads. Nobody got no money, got them signed up pickup trucks whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know we're straight out of that long.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We've got two very good defenses on the field today. Both rank in the top 10 in fewest yards allowed, and each wants to prove that it is no fluke. The Broncos are top 10 in defensive yards allowed, and they go up against the Chargers, who will need to find a way to move the football. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, as you get a look at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the San Diego Chargers and the Denver Broncos. Rivers now to throw on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. And with the big gain, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations, so he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
A gain of 3, second down. See if they stay on the ground for second down. From the gun, Rivers. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. So they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
In the backfield is Anderson. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got a man, complete. And he's eventually brought down, but not before he reaches the 39, just shy of the 40. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Play action. It's Lynch. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The rookie from Ohio State, Joey Bosa. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
Now Paxton Lynch on 3rd and long. And this is going to be incomplete. Virgil Green is tied in, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And he'll try and throw here on the fake. They try the fake field goal. It doesn't work out. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
And that linebacker group today could be very key.
As we were preparing for this game, you pointed out to me as we were watching film that the linebackers look like an elite unit. I agree with you totally. They move around, fly to the football, and take it away from offenses.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, 3rd down here. And the offense looking to pick up the 1st down after the 2nd down incompletion.
I see an extra DB on the field now for San Diego.
Yeah, indeed. Now it's Lynch. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it's 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with it.
And now he's taken down. And Rivers in the end zone. Down to the ground he goes. That results in a safety and 2 points. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, Who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 22 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Broncos a first down. A fake to Anderson. Now it's Lynch. Sliding out of the pocket. And this will be caught inside the 10. What a grab. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that.
And caught by Sanders. Touchdown, Broncos. Emmanuel Sanders, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And they will line up now for the two-point try. Lynch going to try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the San Diego offense as they get set to see what they can do here. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just...
And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll. Quentin Coples in there to drop him. And it'll be a loss of about 8. One receiver left, that's Allen. Rivers now. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Melvin Ingram, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Good job by the O-line. Quarterback had time to go through his checks. That's one you need to take advantage of.
A perfect situation, and they're unable to take advantage of it. When you have that much time to scan the field, you have to find an open receiver.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So on fourth down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And McManus able to put it through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So they had great field position, but a 3-play drive that actually goes backwards, and then they kick the field goal.
And I think the key sequence in there, the key phrase you just gave us, a 3-play drive. Had the momentum, great field position, unable to move the football.
And now San Diego getting set to go. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time. And now it's second down. And a look now at how the Broncos line up defensively.
Jonathan Hankins is a run-stuffing defensive tackle who creates a pile-up with each and every snap.
One receiver left, that's Allen. Rivers. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. Third down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for third down.
Playing pass all the way.
To throw is Rivers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
2nd and 10. It's Lynch again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Yeah, just couldn't hang on to the slant. Now it's Lynch. Got a man. He finds Sanders. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. Again on 2nd and 10. And Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the left hash, this from 34. And McManus able to put it through, and that will swell the lead to 16. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. One receiver left, that's Allen. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. It got his man complete. Give him 30 yards there. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know.
And now here is another interception. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Throwing, Lynch. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. He usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Second down now after the incompletion.
All right, here we go.
Handoff comes to Anderson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. And you would have to think an obvious passing situation here on 3rd and 9. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. On 3rd down, Lynch. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
1 receiver left, 3 to the right. On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Here's Lynch. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Jeremiah Tauchu coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7.
Lucky 56.
Now Paxton Lynch on 3rd and long. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let this. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for San Diego. 49 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window. And
my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Aqib Talib. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the interception, here's Lynch. On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you're probably going to have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. They go play action here on 1st down. Left side here to Sanders. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the play. And certainly a valuable tool to have in your kit, Emmanuel Sanders, and he's shown us quite a bit in this one.
And that's why they wanted to use him immediately. You know they come out of the locker room saying, let's get the ball to him, get our offense jump-started, and in this case, it's worked throughout the game. Thus, they have the lead.
They get 31 yards that time, and the Broncos are going to have it first and goal. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Andy Janovich with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play action pass, you see the end result. Usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with?
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is harder to defend.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game. It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to take another shot here. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Have to give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. They were prepared. Ordinarily, when they take the big shot downfield to the big guy, that's usually a mismatch that the offense is used to winning. But the preparation showed for the defense, and they were able to bat it away.
One receiver left, that's Allen. To throw is Rivers. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And now the football is going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll throw on first down with Lynch. His throw incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on first down.
And caught by Sanders. Touchdown, Broncos. Emmanuel Sanders on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos add on. And the lead is now an even 30. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So out come the Chargers. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points. So they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence. Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Throwing, Rivers, and nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Jonathan Hankins able to swap him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's 3rd down.
Ready!
To throw, Rivers. He's got time. He's going to look deep down the field. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. Now 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay. Rivers is going to stay out there. They're going to try for this thing on 4th down.
Green 90, green 80.
They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers finding time. He's going to let it go again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And they're not able to convert on 4th down. So the Broncos coming out now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Here we go.
Throwing here, Lynch on 1st down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Emmanuel Sanders on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos continue to pour it on. McManus now for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. after the touchdown. Here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. One man in the backfield is Gordon. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on to Orlando, we hook back up with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Is